slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell,
ball is teed up, Chris Boswell to do the honors. And we're underway from the bank. Deontay Hardy to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And then brought out by the reigning MVP, the second of his career, the best runner in the game, it's Lamar Jackson.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw right away. Andrews with the catch. And they had that one contained right at the line. Cole Holcomb there on the stop.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Lamar now from the gun. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And oh, he drops the deep shot. A big play to start the game, but it slips through incomplete.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
They bring the tight end in motion. Jackson now on 3rd. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. So here are the Steelers now, taking over for the first time. Leading them out, a man in his 13th NFL season and rising quickly up the career leaderboards, Russell Wilson.
2 numbers that a lot of people were focused on from his performance last week. That would be 3 and 0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And of course, well, he cares less about those 2 numbers. He's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the win in that ball game.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. It was Marcus Williams in on that stop. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Harris once more. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. All right, we'll take a brief timeout here for an injured player. Never something you want to see this late in the season. They're going to check him out. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Staying on the ground with Harris. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
2nd and 3 now. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Going to the ground again on 1st. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Travis Jones, the man in on that tackle. And following the play, we've got a break in the action as the trainers head out. They had a man hurt on the play, and hopefully this doesn't affect his availability for the playoffs. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now here's Ross. Snared by his running back, it's Najee Harris. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Coming in for the stop was Michael Pierce.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Ross off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He fields this at the 18. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And the Ravens will go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Man in motion here. Throwing now on 1st down, it's Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They send one of the tight ends in motion right. Here's 2nd and 5. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
He easily had the yardage for a 1st, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down throw for Jackson. Finds his man, it's Rashad Bateman. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Kate. Every defensive guy, they watch tape in their own ways. But linebackers, well, they're a little bit like quarterbacks. They got to develop that 6th sense by watching that tape so they can diagnose and get home in a hurry like he just did.
Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Here's Henry on the option. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup. That moves them a little bit closer. 3rd and goal coming up.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive. Try to stick them with the loss and make a difficult 4th down decision.
And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. You always tell me, Brock, it is a whole different world here, running routes, working in confined spaces, instead of having that whole field to spread out a defense.
Oh, spot on, Caden. Some players, that's the world they thrive in, finding windows where windows shouldn't exist, and then being ready for the throw to arrive. It happens so fast. Trusting your quarterback to make the right read and get it to you.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Calvin Austin on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Steelers and Najee Harris making their return to the field. And he has just shredded NFL defenses so far this season. You can see he's sitting 2nd right now across the league in rushing yards. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll start with a give to Harris. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here's 2nd and 7. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They give to Harris from the gun. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Neither side separating much so far. Back to the bank in just a moment. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They've got 2nd and 7 to start. Russ setting to throw. Caught by Freiermuth. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Adisa Isaac stops him there.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Wilson now. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Give him 8 yards on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Running behind center with Harris. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Russ now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Best defensive ends in the NFL, they don't need to win sustained battles to get home. Nope. Sometimes, Kate, all they need is one quick move, and they're into the backfield blowing it up.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And no chance at a return. He wisely angled it for the sideline and got it down to the 12 before going out. The Ravens send Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. And it's been such an incredible season for him. As we play our final month of football, he's leading the NFL in passing yards. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
They send Aguilar in motion left. This is Henry on 2nd. And he started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. Hit applied by Keanu Benton.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Throwing on 3rd and long. But there's too much pressure, and he's brought down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That right there is one of the biggest differences between the NFL and college game. Heck, the high school and Pop Warner game. Because when you break away from a sack at those lower levels, big things happen. But at this level, this big boy league, just because you get out of one guy's arms doesn't mean you're safe anytime soon.
And he makes the fair catch inside the 45. The Steelers returning their offense and this running back to the field. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Carried by Harris here to start the drive. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
Second and 6 coming up here. Wilson out of the pistol. Throw secured by George Pickett. And they get this down to the 28. Big gain, 14 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time.
Still first down.
They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Ross out of the pistol. Headed out right. He's taking a shot towards the end. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Nate Wiggins has got it. And the Ravens are going to have it after his second interception of the season. He steps in front and picks it off. Looked like he missed the spot there, partner. Maybe because he threw it on the run?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the case, Kate. You know, you get set in the pocket. This game is fast anyway. Things are flying, but once you get on the run, it is a whole nother speed and really becomes advantage defense as they take it away.
Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Now Jackson off the play action. He throws a bullet deep to the right. Big gain downfield. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Things looking totally different after that last play. It's 1st and 10 inside the opposing 30. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Ravens are on the move here. All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. That's taken in by Henry. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Aguilar, the receiver, in motion right. From the 17. Gets this one to Andrews. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Well, after that play, training staff is headed out. That's one of their top guys who's shaken up. And they're going to need him back for the upcoming postseason. 1st down, here's Lamar. Brought in right side. And he's going to be just inside the 10 before he goes out.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Aguilar, the receiver, in motion right. That one's complete, right side. We'll get out of bounds after a small gain. And the Steelers go in nickel, 3rd down. Tight end in motion right. Now Jackson on 3rd down. He'll get this in Henry. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line.
I got to be honest, it hurts a little extra when it comes on third down, but it really doesn't matter what down it is. If a completed pass is stopped at the line of scrimmage offensively, that's a failure. Defensively, that's a success.
Staring at fourth down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. High percentage look for him here from the left hash.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with a touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Cordero Patterson now to return. He lost the football, and the fumble recovery is made.
These guys are flying down the field. Reminds me of the guys at Braveheart. But different than Braveheart, these guys got 2 things on their mind. Number 1, get the returner down. And number 2, try to separate the ball if they can. It's rare that it happens, but boy, is it big when it does.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lamar off to play fake. Henry on the catch. Nothing doing there as he gets out of bounds back to the line.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
Second and 10 now. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Jackson now on 3rd. And this is another incompletion.
Well, this is really great defense to deny a big play and make them work for the touchdown. If they want to reach the end zone, they have to scrap and fight through them.
Bullock's kick is good. It sails right through. A beautifully placed football.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Steelers back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. First down, here's Russ. Throw reeled in by Hopkins. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
And the Steeler first down.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. First down throw from Wilson. Rolling left, buying some time. He's on the move. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Steelers first down.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Wilson now from the gun. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And the Ravens do not get the return all the way back. That's going to bring us to the end of our first half. So we've reached halftime here in Baltimore. The Ravens flying into the break with a lead. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and the old quarterback momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on.
Sorry, Coach. We'll catch up with you after this one. We're jumping past halftime and getting right back to the start of the second half. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The visitors down Russell Wilson, headed back to the field now. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him.
We don't always know what's said there at halftime, Kate, in the locker room. Some of the adjustments offensively and defensively, but I can assure you the special teams coach pulled his kick return team aside and said, listen, we have a chance here down double digits to spark this game. Let's go out and get a great return to set the offense up for success. And that's exactly what they did.
First and 10 give to Harris. And he has him a small chunk of yards up to the 42. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Second and 3. It's Pickens on the slant. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That one ends up a gain of 6. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down. This is Harris. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, it's Wilson. Fryermuth there to bring it in. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. It was Marcus Williams in on that stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
3rd and just 2 to go. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Complete beyond the marker. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Steelers first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Wilson with it on first. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Another try following the sack. He gets this one to Cordero Patterson. And they get this down to the 28.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Russ now from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. George Pickens the touchdown. And with that score, he's reached a benchmark he's long had his eye on. 30 touchdowns in one season. And he's going to come away pleased with how well he has played to put up that kind of number this year. Chris Boswell for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers get it back to within 6.
Steelers 7.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Hardy on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. That lead already smaller than it was at the break, Brock, and they're going to face a little pressure now on this opening series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Aguilar, the receiver, in motion right. 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Steelers have it, headed the other way. Well, after that play, training staff is headed out. That's one of their top guys who's shaken up. And they're going to need him back for the upcoming postseason. Chance to pay off their defense's effort as they start out 1st and goal. Harris will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's 2nd and goal. Now here's Russ. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers finish off a short field drive. Pat Fryermuth, the touchdown. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
That one splits the uprights. And the Steelers take the lead on that successful kick. Now Boswell on to send this away. And it flies over the end zone and out of play. In the past, it's a touchback to the 25. The new rules starting this season, Brock, so it's now going to be at the 30. Baltimore running its offense out now. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Lamar now from the gun. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. And the Steelers, they're going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Oh, boy. They cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and 2 very different tones and tenors on these 2 sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Najee takes this one. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Wilson now off the play action. Throwing deep for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Could have been a touchdown, but all it is now is a 3rd down.
Well, this will actively age a coach on the sidelines. Wrinkles and gray hair, all of it. All the planning, a great play. A careful execution led to that, and it was dropped to the turf.
A 3rd down run with Harris. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. All right, we'll take a brief timeout here for an injured player. Never something you want to see this late in the season. They're going to check him out. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Here's Harris. And this one doesn't go far. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on down.
These 4th down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
Now the Ravens all set for another possession. And the last 2 drives have been teaching tape for that defense, Brock, and probably have earned this offense a lecture in the near future as well. Just haven't been able to take care of that football.
Yeah, I just kind of want to focus on those guys, everything they're doing on that side, because the humble pie this offense is eating, it's been a tough watch.
When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. And that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Buys time, rolling right. He tucks it and takes off. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it's 2nd down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Throwing again here on 2nd and 10. Jackson finding Flowers. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Extra man in the secondary for the Steelers. 3rd down coming up. They'll motion him out of the backfield. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Gets this one to Andrews. And this one does not go far.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or 2 short for the first down.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. Slot man motioned over. Oh, they're going for it on an option play left. And he's brought down for a loss. And following the play, we've got a break in the action as the trainers head out. They had a man hurt on the play, and hopefully this doesn't affect his availability for the playoffs. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. Ross out of the pistol. Caught by Freiermuth. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. It's the Steelers with the ball. They're leading, but not by a lot. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Wilson now, 1st and 10. And a man is there to knock that away. DeAndre Hopkins, the one he was looking for. So that brings up 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Ross off the play fake. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And now their lead will push out beyond a field goal.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
Hill now to return it. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. And Brock, we got a pretty good idea how a lot of the playoff picture is going to shake out, but still some time left for things to change near the end of the season. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Well, after that play, training staff is headed out. That's one of their top guys who's shaken up. And they're going to need him back for the upcoming postseason. First and 10 from the 41. From the gun, Jackson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing again is Lamar. Finds Aguilar. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
So critical, Kate, on those receiver screens to get that ball out with great precision. You don't want that receiver thinking about anything but navigating the blocks in front of him. That's well done by everybody.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Blitz coming, Lamar. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Escapes out to the left. Now here he goes. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a 4th quarter lead. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Ravens push their lead to 3. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense.
Trailing by 1 score late here, Kate. Maybe this is the return. Maybe this is what helps them get right back into it. Good field position now to start their most important series yet of this game.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Russ setting to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Russ looking to throw. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Roquan Smith with the pick.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. All right, we'll take a brief timeout here for an injured player. Never something you want to see this late in the season. They're going to check him out. Second and 3 now. They send a man in motion. Running left out of the 2nd down option. And they take him down right along the 30. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, Some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Lamar. Bateman hauls it in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Play action. Here's Jackson. Gets this to Bateman. And the Steelers going nickel. 3rd down. They send the tight end in motion. Now Jackson on 3rd down. Henry on the catch. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out. He gets 6 on that play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. They send him left out of the slot. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
2nd and 13. That's taken in by Henry. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. Justin Tucker out for the field goal. A lot of pressure hovering over this kick. A very short kick here from the right hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. And they pick him off again. And the Ravens get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Well, Brock, it has been a special day for this defense when it comes to forcing turnovers. Big play after big play. And that is their 4th interception of this contest.
Special for the defense and an absolute nightmare for a quarterback. 1 interception, it sticks with you all week long. But throwing 4, he probably wishes he could be anywhere else on earth other than this field right now.
And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. It's an option to the left side. On the move into the red zone. And they finally get to him at the 15. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game.
Not that he needed to, but he'll always try and remind people that he's a threat running it, in addition to slinging it all over the field.
He'll look to throw it. And that is the catch that should end this game and seal this win. Touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens.
Pushing for the end zone, and he lost the football. It's not loose. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense.
Well, he sensed it was the right time to be aggressive and go for it. You know, such a boost for a team when you could follow up a touchdown by outplaying the defense and adding an extra 2.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Austin. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Steelers offense headed out. And like a swarm of hornets, the coverage has been everywhere this offense has tried to throw it. So many possessions lost to interceptions, as we're being reminded of right here.
Yeah, think about it from a pure mathematical perspective. That's as many as 24 to 20, even 32 points left on the table offensively. That's enough to win a brand new football game. Kept off the board by a secondary. You call them hornets, I call them dancing like a butterfly and stinging like a bee.
I love it. Wilson on 1st and 10. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
Second and 10 now. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Wilson with it on 1st. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. So 2nd down coming up. Throwing again. Here's Wilson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Now to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. He's got it inside the 10. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. Steelers working with a sense of urgency from the hurry-up clock, continuing to run. Wilson to throw again. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of